Hey everybody, welcome back. This week we're going to take you guys and gals out and we're going to show you the proper way to drag jigs. You know, you might think there's not a lot to drag in jigs, but there really is. In any technique, there's always little things that make a big difference. So we're going to show you guys and gals exactly what we're doing today. We're on a great walleye bite, and I'll tell you, there is a lot more to it than you could imagine. Fishing today though is a little bit of light gravel and a lot of mud right in here. We're right on the edge of the river channel, and basically these fish are flushing down from the upper part of the system, and that happens a lot on a system like Winnebago here, is that your upper part of the system, your shallower lakes like Butamore, Poygan, you know, Partridge Lake, all the lakes up above here are very shallow, and you're looking at, you know, depths anywhere from 6 to 9 foot. So that water, as that water starts heating up, them fish start migrating back down river. So these are always key spots this time of year, and especially if there's any current at all coming, and we've had plenty of good rain where we got decent current, so these fish will just flush right back down. And you also get some fish that'll come up from the lake and sit up in this current right here too, at the mouth in the first probably mile of the river right here can be key spots. But as you can see, here's quite a few fish right here sitting in here. And this is, I've got my side imaging. When I set my side imaging, I typically, in this kind of scenario, do not set it past 70 feet. I try to keep it right into that range there. It's just more effective. And really, when you look at what we're fishing, this break right there, this break is not that wide anyways. There will be fish out in the main channel, but for the most part, they like to lay right on that edge right there so they can slide up on them flats, feed real good, and then come back down. You can just see them fish sitting off of that break right there. I'm just kind of scanning. That's the break right there, kind of coming down the break. As you can see, it goes down. See how they're sitting right on that edge right there. See them? And we're all sitting right tight to the bottom on that edge. That's exactly what I look for when I'm looking at fish. Hey, bring it my way, girl. That's a nice fish. Nice job. Open bail, open bail, open bail. Always open bail once he's in the net. Good job. That's a nice fish. Really nice fish. Woo-hoo. Nice job. Yeah, and on the old pendu jig by Acme too. You know what? You think about the uniqueness of this pendu jig is that basically it's got a bait keeper on it. And you see that right there? That little barb right there, it keeps that crawler from sliding down. And the other unique part about it too is that this pendu jig is basically, it swivels up and down. And right now we're basically at the mouth of the river, and there's a little current going through here. So it's constantly naturally, when you look at this, and I'll show you guys this in the water, it just naturally floats up and down, where a regular jig that the hook is stationary on it, it's just gonna sit right there, and it's gonna actually drive it down. So this is such a natural, with the weight of that crawler and the buoyancy of that crawler, it's just gonna float naturally through the water. Little things make such a huge difference, and this jig definitely makes a huge difference. Slow them down here. Damn good fish. Them are some really nice fish. Again, this is what time it was on the old Google Eye. And when you start thinking about like Lake Winnebago, you don't typically think of fish that are 18 inches. You know what? Nice fish. Another nice one. Yeah, gotta love that right there. Got the right jigs, anything can happen. So you ask yourself, well, what kind of jig and how heavy of a jig do I use? It all has to do with what kind of conditions you're in. If it's super rough out and a lot of wind and you're moving fast, definitely go with 3/8 ounce jig. If it's calm like it is out right now, 1/8 ounce jig. The key is always to be able to control that jig and not have too much line out, but enough line that you know you have good bottom contact. Oh, big old sheeper. Oh, open your bail up. Oh, this will be this one. This is uniqueness, right? Right? Look at this thing. Look at that. That is bizarreness. Look at that. That is one of the most bizarre growths I've ever seen on a sheephead or any fish, right? That is absolutely wild looking on that. And realistically, Geraldine, you snagged the whatever growth is on with the pendu jig. You actually snagged that fish. Boy, is that weird. Weird looking right there. And it's, ooh, you can't pulley. That's just, you wonder, like, what is that, you know? Hey, let's talk about when you drift and when do you spot lock and just pitch at these fish. Typically, when I decide to drift a spot is when the fish are stretched over a larger area or a big area. That's when it makes the most sense. If the fish are just in a small little area, I'm going to spot lock and pitch back to them. Keep reeling. Yep, you got to really slam that hook into them, and that makes a huge difference when you're dragging jigs like this to have that mono. I'm going to net them, keep them in the water. Give them a couple seconds. They can't all be 20 inchers. That's a good eater right there, good 14, 15 incher. Nice job, open bail. Perfect, young lady. Nice fish. That's a perfect fish right there too. Hey, let's talk about the line that you use when you're drifting. I typically use an 8-pound test, usually an XT. Always using mono for sure, because I want that line to have a stretch to it. I don't want them fish to feel that sharpness of that rod. So a light rod, a 7-foot medium fast is absolutely perfect. Come right up between you. It's a good fish. Oh, nice fish. Nice job, Geraldine. Woo, she is the queen of walleyes. I'm loving that. And there's some nice fish. Hey, you know the cool part is, everybody, we made a little bit of an adjustment. Where the fish were yesterday, they're not today. We caught a few in there right away, but basically I had that forward-facing sonar on, and I was marking a few here and there where we were yesterday, but I started moving upriver a little bit, and it's just stacked right here. A little bit tighter spot. Lady luck prevails, like it always does. Hey, let's talk about one of the most important things when it comes to drifting. You know what? Speed is everything, and you want to make sure that you can try to keep that speed down to at least under a mile an hour. Like 0.8 to 0.9 is, for me, is almost perfect drifting speed, especially once that water temperature gets to be about anywhere from 65 all the way up to about 72. That's perfect speed. And you know, there's times when how you have to slow that boat down. A lot of times I'm using my trolling motor to slow me down, and a lot of times I've got drift socks out. If it's heavy wind like it was yesterday, I had 2 drift socks out, and again, my trolling motor. But remember, try to keep that speed down. You're going to definitely catch more walleyes if you can keep that speed and keep everything under control. Nice walleye. Yep, keep them down. Nice fish right there. Nice job, Dan. Gotta love that. Yeah, that's a great eater. That's a 17-incher right there. Perfect. Hey everybody, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's video here on our YouTube channel. Make sure you guys subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate that. And if there's anything else that you guys want to see or learn from us, make sure you guys contact us, because we're more than welcome to teach you everything we know. And if we don't know it, we'll find somebody else that does know it. So hey, it's a great day to be alive. Thanks, you guys.